All right, good evening. It's 7 o'clock. We'll get our Tree and Stormwater Advisory Board meeting for January 14 started. I'm going to call this meeting to order.
Kevin's turn, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Give me that gavel.
All right.
Get it.
There you go.
All right. Yes, switching roles.
Old habits.
Yes. We'll call the meeting to order. First order of business would be to approve the minutes from October 8th. I get a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved.
Second.
All right, and all in favor of that?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And so that motion carries. We'll move on to public comment. Nobody in the audience here. You guys have anything from public?
Yeah, nothing was passed forward on today.
Very good. And then tree reports. We'll go with you, Brian. On that.
Yay! Good evening, everyone. Hope we had a great holiday season. So, for tree reports, going to be pretty quick here. We did the Tree City USA 2025 application. It's submitted and approved by the Iowa DNR. Moves on to the Arbor Day Foundation for approval before we get our award. And if we meet the requirements, it'll be our 31st year, consecutive year. So, to become a Tree City USA, it takes four standards. You have to have a tree board or department, which is form a tree board or department to delegate responsibility of city trees, which is part of what we're doing here today. You have to have a tree care ordinance, which you establish a community ordinance that provides clear guidance for planting, maintaining, and removing trees. You also have to have a community forest program, maintain a community forest program with an annual budget of at least $2 per capita. And anything can go into that, like labor, volunteer hours, tree materials, purchasing of trees, that kind of thing. And then an Arbor Day observance and proclamation. You celebrate Arbor Day and pass an official holiday proclamation. Next item, Mid-American 2026 Trees Please Grant is submitted. We're going to be putting like 10 or 12 trees in a Centennial, kind of on the south side along the bike trail. It's to kind of give more shade to the walking trail around there, and I think we are going to be installing more benches kind of around there, so they'll be kind of placed around that area. And then National Arbor Day is April 24th, 2026, and that is when we do our proclamation will be before that, on the 14th. Yeah, as far as other tree topics, from me, kind of similar as last time. Trees are all sleeping and dormant. Best time to do your trimming now. You can cut off large amounts, all that you want, really. Tree won't even notice. I haven't, not a really whole lot of pests this time of year. Yeah, pretty much it for that section. And then Muddy Creek and Trail Cleanup is April 11th. It is at 9 a.m. at the rec center, meet in the north parking lot. We usually do it kind of that first weekend, but we moved it back to avoid Easter weekend, because I think that's Easter weekend. So kind of have a little better turnout when it's not Easter weekend. So yeah, that's about all I have, unless you guys have any questions about anything, or tree related, park related.
No questions. I would just encourage anyone who can to join for Muddy Creek cleanup. It's always interesting to see how much comes out of Muddy Creek and how important that cleanup day is. So usually have a good turnout for it, thankfully.
Okay.
So next we'll go to stormwater report. Mike.
Yep, good afternoon, evening.
It qualifies.
We'll have the first one here. They are stocking trout again this year on March 20th in Liberty Center Pond. So that will be, usually it's pretty packed that day, and then the following week you'll see people out there trying to catch those trout for all day long. So reminder, if you do fish there, you do need a trout stamp for that reason. Let's see, we're gonna try to burn again this year at Centennial Park. We didn't do last year due to the construction that was going on. But now that that's completed, I think we should be fine to burn the bioswales right next to the new event center there. That could use it. It really helps a lot every year we do it. And then we're going to try to get the new area we have out by Goose Lake, which is the northwest corner of town. There's a big lake there next to Heartland Trucking. We're going to try to burn a pretty large area out there. We did that 2 years ago. We burnt about half of it. This year I'd like to burn the whole thing. Hopefully the conditions will be in favor. Last year we never got the winds, never got the dry temps we needed to get it done. So that'll be great to burn that whole thing. That all just, we have a pretty much a month window there that we sign up for the permits, and then it's kind of one of those, hey, it looks good in 2 days, let's just do it type thing. So there's really not a lot of warning when that happens. And then some other little stuff. I know it doesn't seem like we're going to have a winter this year, but it is coming. And we're hopefully going to get a lot more snow. Just a reminder, if you're able to, and you have a storm intake in front of your house, those get blocked up with snow and ice. Just if you can, try to dig out just a small area so that can take the runoff when we do get the melts. And we'll usually get some warm temperatures and then like a good half-inch of rain on top of the snow that really causes that to melt fast. So we can help limit the localized flooding. Us as city staff will run around and we'll clear out as fast as we can when that happens, but a little bit of help does go a long way. But be careful in the busy streets. I can't, I guess, condone you to get out on main thoroughfares and start digging out intakes, but if you can, that would be great. And then, salt application again, I say it every year, just what you think you need, you probably only need about 1/10 of that. So you don't need to be walking on a beach of sand on your sidewalk in your driveway. It's a very small amount is all you'll need to help get that melted down, because all of that's going to end up in the ponds and Muddy Creek around us, and it doesn't need that at all. So I do have some literature in the office if you have any questions or want some guidance on how much to put down. I've got some stuff I can provide to help with that. Other than that, the weather's kind of I don't know, I can't figure it out this year. So
It's crazy, and then it kind of got nice. And
yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to get hit pretty hard pretty soon. So hopefully, I guess.
Always has a way of evening out normally.
Yeah.
Right?
I guess other than that, if you guys have any questions or comments or anything.
How is it looking for like the SQR type stuff? How is the funding for that doing?
That is good for this spring. I still have about $6,000 to $7,000 available yet for this spring. I do have some people, the funds are accounted for, they're on the schedule to get done. So there's an opening for, another $6,000-7,000 worth of projects to come in this spring yet. And then that'll renew, of course, July 1, all that funding. So we'll start fresh for the fall season.
Very good. Anything else? Then we'll move on to old business. If anyone has any old business to bring up. And otherwise, it doesn't sound like we have any new business from what we've heard so far.
Just kind of a note to
Yep.
thank the Scout that are sponsoring our Muddy Creek cleanup. Usually we do it. Usually the cleanup after happens before our meeting, but since we have a little bit of heads up, just thanking the Scout Troop 216 and also the Scout Pack 275 and the 4-H Greencastle 4-H.
4-H is joining.
Yeah. Yep. So thanks for the leadership and getting this yearly project going.
Very good. Yes, they're very, very helpful. Much appreciated. We have it listed as next meeting on July 8th, but we believe that is actually April 8th, 2026 will be the next meeting. As you mentioned just before, Muddy Creek cleanup. And if that's all our business for tonight, I guess if someone wants to motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.